Hey Simmers, and welcome to Simplified Modding. So today I'm going to show you how to download and install Sims 4 Studio for Windows PCs. So basically you can just go to the link in the description or navigate here on your own by going to sims4studio.com, then downloading and installing Sims 4 Studio, and then go to downloading Sims 4 Studio. Click on the Windows version. Once you get to the download page, scroll on down to the bottom. Now, one of the things you might notice is that they say that you have to create an account on the sims4studio.com in order to download the application, but as you can see here, you can download it just fine without creating an account. I do recommend creating one though if you intend on using the software for tuning mods or for custom content creation. The community members on the forum can be a stellar resource for guidance and support from other creators. As a heads up, on your first attempt at downloading this, you might encounter this error message. Basically, Google Drive doesn't really like people sharing executable files using their service, since they can easily be used for malicious purposes and are hard to scan. It's okay for us to download this one though, since it's from a trusted source. If you're wary, don't take my word for it. Feel free to scan it with whatever anti-malware software you trust before executing. At this point, we'll just go ahead and wait for it to download, and once it's done, we can open and run it. You may encounter an unknown publisher warning upon running the application. Go ahead and open it anyway. I will note that it is against the terms of service to redistribute Sims 4 Studio for financial gain, or to use it to create content that infringes on the intellectual property rights or creative licenses of EA games or other content creators. So once you've scrolled through all of that, if you agree to the terms, go ahead and click I agree. Now you can select the destination for your install. Most of the time the default is fine. However, if you're like me and you have multiple disk drives and you want to install to a specific one, you can do that by browsing for the correct folder here and clicking OK. I know that my D drive has way more space than my C drive, so I'm just going to install this program there. Next, you can decide whether or not you want Sims 4 Studio to have its own folder in the Start menu and select the name. If you don't want it to, you can go ahead and check the box. You can always remove this later, so it's safe to just click Next even if you don't have a strong preference. And now, finally, you can decide whether you'd like a shortcut on the desktop. I want one, so I'm going to check this box. Click Next. At this point, you can review your settings. Once you're satisfied, click Install. It'll take a couple of seconds to complete. Congratulations, you've successfully installed Sims 4 Studio. I'm going to go ahead and launch it so that we can go through a couple of the important application settings together. Now, the first time that you load Sims 4 Studio, it's probably going to take a while to load. The game consists of thousands and thousands of files that the program needs to sift through and organize so that it can quickly retrieve them for you when you search for a tuning or a string or another resource. So you can just wait for it to index, it'll finish eventually. From here, you can go ahead and add your creator name. Now let's go through the settings to make sure everything is as we need it to be. So in the toolbar, click Settings. If you'd prefer the program to be in a language other than English, you can make that selection here. I'd also double check that the Sims 4 path is correctly pointing to the Sims 4 in your Origin Games folder or wherever it is on your computer. Don't forget to click Save if you've changed anything. Now, a lot of the stuff on this home page is actually more for creating custom content or CC, things like hairs, clothes, build objects. There are lots of tutorials on YouTube that walk through these functions, so I'll leave you to find one of those if that's what you're mostly interested in. There's also a great list of written tutorials in the online user's manual that I highly recommend for anyone learning how to use this program. In future walkthroughs, I'll go through some of the interfaces that are often used when creating tuning mods specifically, and we can take a look at some of the other features that Sims 4 Studio has to offer. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.